Welcome back to Farthest Frontier. Today's objective is to prepare for war. We will be getting our hill forts a makeover, building more of them, and starting the foundation of an army and southern defenses. The objective after that is to fill out this whole back area. This will prevent the raiders from actually spawning here. If you have visibility within an area, they cannot spawn. After that, we're going to place more apiaries and more barns in this general area. Probably get out a ton more farms down here, and then we're going to focus on beautifying the city, upgrading all of these houses, and probably crafting one more common area up here. I'm thinking we're going to flood this back part here with a ton of houses. We'll also be upgrading to tier 4 and making sure our economy is growing substantially. This will involve upgrading sawmills, placing new production buildings like the bookbinder, and focusing on our booze economy will be pretty vital. Currently, Chicken Paradise is doing amazingly well. We have 2 full coops almost, and we're gonna get the rest of these guys up in this video. So we did a 7x6 over here, but what I should have done was actually a 7x7 so that I could get 2 gates per tower. So over here, we're gonna flatten this out to a 7x7 area. And so now we'll begin to get all of this angled down. They are almost done, but we are in fact being raided. So let's pause real quick, see where the raid is coming from the southern area down here. So they're going to hit our first encampment over here. We have 47 raiders coming at us. Here comes the first raid. So we can see that this raid is pretty interesting. It's just a bunch of little dudes. And I can tell they don't have any archers, so I actually do think it would be a very good idea to come out here with our archers and start shooting from down here. Now, these cav units are really powerful. You can see that there is still clipping issues when things are too close on a really slanted thing like this. But this is great because they have to kind of run a little bit of a maze here. Put this up to ×2. Let's get our men out here as fast as possible, shooting. We also need to go down and check our Fletcher out and make sure that we are producing crossbows. So they may or may not destroy all these towers, but it's a lot easier to replace towers than it is to replace like 14 houses and all the decorations that are destroyed. And once they get through this area, they then have to get through another area. So some of them, oh gosh. There was another band of misfits that went around this way. I may need to get that barracks up in the south sooner than I thought. We gotta be real careful because the cav are very, very powerful. We don't want to be caught outside with the cav units, so we're gonna pull back into the walls. Alright, they're doing a good job. We're going to sit up on this hill and wait for them to come down. Did they run away? Oh, they ran away. Well, that's interesting. I still feel like they're going to come. So I'm just going to leave my men out here for a little bit. Now, they did let all the deer in, and now the deer are going to start pissing me off big time. So let's go back and repair all the gates they destroyed. Luckily, all they destroyed were gates. Over here in the Fletcher, we're going to boot this up to 4 workers, and we're going to cap crossbows at 40. We don't want them to go too crazy, but we should be getting crossbows into everyone's hands, and we should make sure that they're producing more arrows. And let's put crossbows at 2. Let's put arrows at 6. And I still want bows being made. I'm a hoarder, you know. And Bambi has come over here, so we're going to send in our ranged support to manually exterminate the vermin. Okay, very good. And you can use your hunter to just scare the deer out through the openings. They will run away from people. I find it's good to send a message. There we go. Of course. Kill one. Let them know who's boss. It's me. Oh. Get that last deer right there. There we are. Beautiful. So that was the end of the raid. That is wonderful. But like I said, that does point out that our southern area is really bad. We're going to retreat everyone up there. What we need to figure out is the future planning of crops. So I like this whole area for crops. This is, like, quite honestly, if we want to get a high pop, I would say we even come out this way. Now, the area that we wouldn't be doing anything in if I want to keep things uniform, and I like to keep things very tidy and neat, is probably this upper area right where the lake is. So if we do farms, it will be down here. So this area up here is perfect, I think, for the beginning defenses. And we can always destroy these things and redo them later, right? So I would like to be able to get a multi-wall system around this. So we have the road here. I want a wall, an inner area, a wall, and then the barracks. And so I think right here, raider camp nearby. Ooh, where's the raider camp? Well, that's sketchy. So there's a raider camp right over here. Okay, we're in good shape. So let's get this up. Let's get the walls up. And it's going to be a little tricky because, you know, we have the lake here. Look at the wall there. And the industry zone is doing really well right now. I think we're producing quite a bit. We're going to boot up paper production just a tad to make sure our upgraded Grand Academy is going to be using a lot of paper. Let's fill the Grand Academy. And let's also increase our paper production to 6 people. So knowledge points are going to be coming a lot faster. We have 2 knowledge points right now. So I'm going to start putting this into our military. We're going to unlock stone and upgraded towers. Being able to turn our lookout points into stone is going to be monumental. So we're going to hold off for now. Now we have this area up. What we want to do is get the ramp going. So we're going to highlight these 2 cells right here. I think we'll hire 2 high, 1 medium, 1 low. Should craft a fairly good ramp. Then we're going to outline the whole thing in wood walls. We'll do a stone gate for now. And if we have the labor force, which we don't, we have 29, I would love to ramp up the quarry. I also want to get a road from this point over here, because I think it will look really cool. Here we go. That road up. Now we are running out of clay, which is not good. So we'll need to purchase clay, and I may need to reconsider doing a deep core mine here in the future. So we're going to boot this back just a little bit. I think this will be fine. Right here is good. Gonna get the wall system up. Rid of that palisade. Okay, now we'll have a double wall area. And they'll have to get through 2 thick walls up here, so that's great. We'll do an angular... the angles are pretty cool. Yeah, we'll do an angle there. Put a gate on the back side over here. And we'll let them build this up. And get the second area there. This will be a sideways as well. Perfect. So this will be double thick. There'll be no arrows or towers here, but that's fine. And then the gate right there. And then we'll have a nice little road system, I think. We're going to need to move this hunter's camp out of the way of the roads. I'm going to move them down here. I'd like to get a road coming up into this. Looks really nice. But this should be a good little defensive point so that the southern tribes don't come in and just start killing everybody. And then we'll also be able to put a deep core mine right here. And I do like those angles. Angled walls are pretty sweet. Alright, trade has come. So you can see we've accumulated quite the empire of wealth. We have 7,200 up top. We're selling pretty much everything in the world. So let's see. I'm going to buy a bunch of crossbows, since they are buying a lot of the stuff. That will help us ramp up production there. We're going to buy every single piece of clay that they have. So let's start transferring money into the trade post. And let's start selling everything that we have here. So we're selling shirts now. That's great. And yeah, we're just going to buy all that. At 5 per, that's a lot of clay. We're going to be in a position where we just have tens of thousands. So you don't need to be too concerned once you get an economy going. And like I said, I find that mining this stuff just takes a lot of workers. Getting an economy going and then purchasing all the things you need seems to be fairly straightforward and easy. All right, so they got 4,500 and they're buying heavy tools at 2.9. I don't care. These people are buying flax, and so it sells for a lot, as you can see. And I have a lot, so we're going to continue to do that. So we have a rat catcher on this area. I think I'm okay with the rat you know, eating the eggs. It's not that big of a deal. Got 85 eggs. But these things are going to start pumping out meat. 8 children have just grown up. Bingo. Good amount of food. Now, as these wars come in, we're going to have some issues because people are going to start dying. So let's get 6 individuals into the barracks as a nice little buffer. Nice, 11 people want to come in. And we're going to do corner gates like such. We're also probably going to have towers, like maybe 1 or 2. We definitely have the money, and we'll definitely have the population. All right, we got ourselves a road. I don't know why, but I just like to make things look kind of pretty. We're going to put some shrubberies around here. Spice it up a little. It doesn't look like we can place a road right there, so this is actually fine to have a little bit of a gap. And we'll take this angle, and we'll do a little fork in the road. Little forks are kind of awesome because you can, you know, build them up, make them look kind of cool. So we're going to place a well over here. Maybe a small plaza bench or 2 up against the well. Make this a little rest stop area. All right, look at that. Get some gardens around it. That's going to look really nice. Like the wartime plaza over here. I'm going to upgrade this dirt road. I want to make sure that these soldiers can move north if necessary as quickly as possible. So it will be really important that these roads are stone. Kind of interesting is I could do a gate like this, but then the raiders would just have an easy path to get to the houses to destroy everything, so we're not going to do that. No bridges, unfortunately. All right, let's get some of these dirt roads could definitely benefit from being upgraded. They're pretty vital. Yeah. Get you guys going. We have a little bit of rot going on, so we're going to increase this by 1 worker. We have several people who don't have housing, so we do need to focus on decorations. So, with that in mind, we do want to get to tier 4 as soon as possible, which requires 200 iron ingots and a bunch of money. Now, we have the money, and we have the potential for those ingots. So, once we get ingots, we'll upgrade to tier 4, and we'll get the houses up. A lot of these houses are already upgraded to tier 3, except for these gents over here. And we don't have a whole lot of stone, and I don't like to use too much stone when I don't have it, because we need to be able to repair our towers if a raid comes. Not having stone is a huge problem. If you can't get the stone in time to repair things, you're going to be in really bad shape. So let's just do 1 area for now and see if we can get some more housing available. 5 children have grown up. So now our labor force is really starting to accelerate. Let's get some more builders out there helping out. It just looks like we have so many things. And it looks like we're going to need to go from this point to this point to get it up. Sometimes the terraforming, you have to have a tile they can reach, and it's not good enough to have a situation like that. All right, we're at 16 passive. We have a full gold mine. And we're going to upgrade the foundry now. It says that we have no sand. But we have a... Yeah, the sand pit is done. Okay. We do have an infinite sand pit over here. That'll be beneficial once we hit a higher pop, and we just have a bunch of people we can throw into it. Looking at the mini-map, everything's looking actually... I really like the way the mini-map looks with the city. It's pretty dope. Oh, nice. We have a clay deposit back here that is being heavily underutilized. Let's max that out. Looks like we have a few missing garden trails over here, so we just need to get this area smoothed out. And we'll get these built right now. All right, there we go. Okay, and this area is getting up. Beautiful. And the frost's killing crops that don't exist, but that's okay. Got ourselves a new trader. All right, so if we can buy some iron, that would probably be the easiest path for us to get this to tier 4. I could purchase more cow, but I don't think we need to do that. Let's take a peek, right? Oh, no. They cut the road off. The cow could all be dead. All right, let's get that up. And get that up. And get that up. Yeah, we cut ourselves off. It's one thing about terraforming that's a little annoying. Oh, we're at 7 to 10 cow. I'm not going to purchase any. That's quite a bit. Continue to upgrade our root cellars as much as possible. We do have a lot of bricks, so this is very cheap for us to do now. In fact, let's just start upgrading pretty much anything that is storage related. Since it's so cheap for us, we have hundreds of bricks, lots of money. New trader in town. He's buying coal, buying boards, and we're going to hold off on selling boards for a little while because we're going to need them for our future upgrades. Selling tools, we don't need any of that. Well, actually, if I purchase a bunch of tools, that would reduce the amount of iron I'm consuming, which would be beneficial for a second. So we're going to do that, just so they stop making tools. We should probably upgrade this well, but we need more stone. I think we're going to flood the quarry because we're starting to hit a bottleneck on stone. I could probably come out here and start picking up some stone too. So let's come over and harvest as much stone as we can. There's some big piles over here. We're going to need a lot more though, especially if we want to start getting the walls up. All right, let's get this area upgraded to stone at some point too to make it a little nicer to come out here. All right, he's buying glassware, 1,700, 183 glassware. Wow. Let's sell the next 200. I need to get a Cooper up so we can put some points into that. I'm going to wait until we hit tier 4 though, and we have 346 iron ore. All great. I believe we finally got this, the smelter up. Cool. Let's do iron at a 3-to-1 gold ratio. And let's set a limit of how much iron we have at any time to 2,000 bars. That way they're burning gold if we're full. That will give us the best result right there. Having a weird pathing issue here. I'm going to figure that out here in a second. Oh, we don't even have the road. There we go. All right, get the road down right there. All right, there we go. We got it right as rain now. Just level that out real quick. All right, we almost got this fixed. It's always kind of a little fun. You just kind of have to keep it going. This is good enough though. This will do just perfect. They'll be able to get in and out. That's all you can ask for in this situation. And we'll just bump it up one more time. Okay, so what we're going to do is get this area on the inside flat once more. Then we're going to be able to do everything we need to do. Beautiful. This is going to be perfect once we get this right. We're just going to raise this up a bit. Boom, boom, boom. There you go. Now it's going to sit right. It's kind of annoying. Like, I just pulled some weight from the back here into this tip piece, and that pretty much gets it right. Oh, yeah. Beautiful. Okay, so tower in every corner. This is going to be pretty pricey. You can see we are not as rich as we used to be. And then now we can put a wall piece in every little spot. A gate here, gate here, then multiple gates here. Wall, 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 wall. This is perfect. Now we have ourselves a little fortified area here too. This is going to keep us safe. And if they need water, they have water here. Temp shelter. We got our barracks down here. Got our fort here. We got our fort over here. Looking beautiful. We're going to upgrade even the little storage guys because we need a lot of storage, I think. Large storage depot. Yeah, that's not bad. It's not great. 1,200, not great. But it's full of hooch. So we have a large amount of alcohol that we can start trading now. See, we have 1,500. So this is when you start thinking, okay, I probably need to get a pub because I'm producing a godly amount of alcohol. And even though it sells for less than the tavern, it does make them a little happy. And every little bit of passive money means you don't have to watch that gauge in the top right as much. So I do like that personally. And if we put one right here, you can see it hits a lot of people. So what I think we're going to do is have a pub here. We got to have a pub in the comments. I mean, yeah. Pub over there. And potentially a pub over here too. Because why not? We'll put a pub there. And we also want to put a bakery over here. Place that bakery really anywhere that I want. That's the well right there. Okay. Place the bakery right here. Perfect. And we definitely want to upgrade the festival pole. Want to upgrade this basic well. And the fort is done. Nice. Yeah, we'll upgrade all of this to stone eventually. But this will also do a really good job. Place 2 individuals into each tower. And we can pull units from our barracks to come and help between these 2 points. And if they destroy one fortification, we can retreat with our barracks units to the other fort and lead them into that trap. So that's really cool. We can kind of bounce between these two cannons. All right. Yeah, things are looking great. I like this. This is looking cool. Definitely going to need to upgrade it just for aesthetic reasons. All right, and once these guys get full of hooch, we're going to be rolling into, wow, 103? Yeah, that's for manufacturing, smelting the gold. Nice. Buying alcohol. 3,000 for just a stack. That's amazing. What does he have? Oh, there's our iron. So we're just going to buy all this iron ingots. He's got a, nice, got a tomb for 758. I guess we will start. No, we don't want to sell boards. We're going to burn through so many boards here in a second, so it's dangerous to do so. But I will take the knowledge point. Okay. So we need 6,500, and we have more than enough. So let's throw that into the town. We're actually going to need a lot of gold for upgrading houses to tier 4. Let's do it. Tier 4 upgrade. Perfect. We're so close to being at tier 4, and that's when things are going to get crazy for us. So we do have money. We're pulling in as much stone as possible. I don't think this is going to be good enough for us. Part of me is wondering if we want to start pushing into the guild hall. And the guild hall, I think, is right here. Yep. So we go into bookbinding, get the guild hall. So we do need to make, ooh, 50% production to books. Yes, sir. I'll take that, too. These are all great, actually. Yeah, negative 10% merchant sell prices. That's pretty good. Convenience tax. That's another good one. Let's get convenience tax unlocked. And let's also get barrel making for the Cooper. All right, so we just unlocked a lot of good stuff. We still have more points. This is beautiful. Let's pause everything real quick. Get everything up to speed. So first things first, bookbinder. And nice, we can fit the bookbinder right here. I think we're only going to really need the one bookbinder. Place him right there. Let's actually up our paper production to max now. Now we're also going to build a Cooper. And we'll definitely want to set a maximum amount of barrels so that we're not just producing infinite barrels in the background. And it looks like we do have a place for a road right here. So let's get the road up. And there's not enough room here. This is a 3x3. Right here. Oh, perfect. Cooper right there. And the guild hall, we're going to need a lot of that paper as well. Guild hall, we want to be protected. This is kind of a dangerous place for the guild hall. So I'm thinking guild hall should... All right, so we want to place houses and stuff over here. Eventually going to have to rework the road. We need a really nice spot for the guild hall that's not stupid. So 5x4, a safe place for it would actually be in a weird spot, which is like right over here. I think that's where I'm going to place it because the enemy doesn't really ever come over here. It will look kind of cool in the middle of the city too, in the gated community. So yeah, let's put it over there. Nice. This gentleman will buy alcohol. I already sold some stuff to him. There are some things we can buy. I think swords would probably be a good thing to buy. And then we can just sell a bunch of this hooch. We have so much booze, it's actually kind of crazy. I really like the way things look on the mini-map right now, too. So just start increasing the production. I'm just going to go building by building, making sure we're not making too crazy of mistakes. Alcohol, we're not going to cap. We're just going to let him do all of it. Pottery is one you want to cap, right? We don't want to have too much pottery, so let's just cap it at like 200. We only have 2 people doing it anyway. We don't have a whole lot of clay coming in. Furniture maker, we can actually pop up to max because we just have so many boards coming in with 2 sawmills that are peak. That's great, though. I want to produce boards because we need the money. We can just continue to sell boards forever now. Like, we don't have enough willow for both of these gents, but we do have willow coming in. It's just very slow. Everybody has crossbows, it feels like. We can get the wells up. Storage is maxed out. Storage is upgraded and maxed out here. Take a quick little view down here. Things looking good. And here we are at tier 4. Kaboom. We did it. That is the max. So that is our maximum for the town hall. We can go up to tier 5 if we so desire. We will need to upgrade bakeries. We'll need to get preserves going next. So that's a whole another thing we need to do. So guild hall is going to come up over here. Got our well with the trees. This actually worked out just like perfectly. The guild hall up over there. Build crypts. We can build libraries. Now, we don't need too much of this stuff, and there's actually not a whole lot of room for some of these things. So this will be interesting. I guess I'll put a library. We don't really need too much of it. I just want to do it because we can. I'll put one up over here. And we're going to need a bunch of glassware to get the bakery up. That's great. I just realized we have a big sand pit right here. 6,000 sand. That was bad on me. Okay. So, if I want to get to the sand... Oof. Okay. Well, we definitely want to get to that sand, because that is an amazing spot. So we're going to temporarily move the furniture workshop out of the way. I'm going to get rid of this road here. We'll just have a nice little zigzag back road. That'll be fine. Alright, and the tower here is looking pretty decent. Next tower is going to come up over here, but we're going to hold off on that one for a second. Yeah, we're going to have to destroy this road. That's okay. It's worth it. Eventually, all the sand will be gone, and we can get these things kind of back in order. Perfection. It's alright. We actually don't need that road. This is probably the more important road right here. We'll spice that up. We might actually be able to keep everything the way it is. This isn't bad at all. Gives us a little bit more room back here, too. Alright, perfect. Got that smoothed out. I probably should have just done these as stone. I needed to make sure I was going to keep them. I think this is actually great. We have very little meat spoilage, so we don't need another smoker yet. It looks like we got some issues. So we need to get these flattened as fast as possible. Yeah, the cow are dying, so we need to do this quick. I might lose our cow. Oh, the joys of terraforming. We need to get this whole area out. We need to expand farming. A lot to do. Farming actually is probably what we need to focus on before we start upgrading houses. We won't have enough food for everybody. Okay, and I'm thinking actually the solution here, putting a gate right here, that will open everything up. They can get in from the side, but they couldn't get in at the one gate. So I'll just put a side hatch just in case things screw up again. Beautiful. All right, so preserves are next. And we're going to keep the preserves down here. And we're going to need that for the tier 2 bakery. We'll need to unlock that along with the cheesemaker. So we have 3. All right, so let's come over here and let's try to unlock the preserves. Glass recycling seems really silly, like 2% chance to recover glass from consumed preserved veggies and other consumption. That's just so negligible. Maybe I'm wrong, but it doesn't sound like it's very good. All right, preserves or canning is all the way over here, so there's canning. We can unlock deep mines. That might be beneficial. I think we're going to try to build at least 2 monuments if we can in this playthrough. All right, so there's cheese, and then we got cheese over here. Perfect. Okay, so that gives us the preserves and the cheese, and I think we should build both of these over here. Since it's going to be close, we're going to have all the cows and everything over here, so we'll place the cheesemaker right here. And we're going to have all the preserves and everything in this area too. So this is just a wonderful location for all of this. Place him right there too. And right, it's time. It is time. So we're going to do 10 by 10 here. All right, 1 10 by 10 up. I think I'll leave this line so we can do apiaries and things like that. This graveyard needs to be moved. And it can be moved right over here. We'll need more windmills too. We're going to really start increasing everything. We're going to start growing real fast. May even need to get another defensive point up. A part of me is wondering if this like middle section here would be awesome for a barracks. Like a barracks between the 2 points to fight off things. Or even a barracks on a more high point. I'll have to think about that because that's a really cool location. And we're not limited by anything but our imagination here, so... Oh, I will have to get rid of this one thing of willow, so that is unfortunate. We have all the willow down here, and for some reason, I thought I moved a forager down here, and I did not. Alright, so forager shack right here, so we'll get those 2. And that one, I want to get all of these right here. Perfect, this is good. I don't even have to come back down and mess with this later. That will get us our willow. Fortunately, I'm going to have to destroy this willow bush, because that's just where the fields are going to go. And all the farm fields and everything come over here. This deer is going to be a problem. We're going to have to like push the spawn down into the other deer. We got a raider encampment we'll need to destroy. Look at that. Got ourselves a library. That is cool as heck. Let's prioritize the guild hall. That we can set them to mining bonuses. We're definitely going to need more clay. Oh, nice. We can upgrade the barns now. So this one point here, I think we're going to put it into deep mines. Clay is going to be something that really hurts. And so the returns on deep core mines are very poor. They're not worth it in a lot of ways. Like, you're better off buying this stuff. But all that said, at this juncture, we are desperate. Let's just put it that way. We are very desperate. So we're going to do it. And it will be fine. It'll work out. But the wagon's going to have to travel so far to get down here. We're most likely going to want more wagons than what we have, especially as our economy grows. So let's get ahead of that right now. Put the wagon right here. Another wagon will be great. We got this new sand pit up. That's great. We're going to start pumping out glass like crazy. Cooper is now up. We're going to put a cap. Now, this cap applies when there's nowhere else to put barrels. So I'm not saying that we're only going to have 10 barrels in the entire village. Then we're going to have 10 excess barrels at any given time. Yeah, a little confusing when you're thinking about it, but just and that's the same thing with weapons and all that. I have 40 at hand, and it's nice to have 40 crossbows at hand because you never know when you're going to run through an entire army and you need to quickly re-equip another army. So I keep weapons and stuff at a high stockhold, but things like that you don't need too high. I just realized how ugly this looks. We're going to get rid of that. And we're going to terraform this a little bit better. I think they're having a hard time getting up here, so let's make sure that the roads are good. Yeah, this is looking pretty sharp right now. 7 children just grew up. Perfect. More workers. We got one more point, so we can put it in the deep mine ventilation, which is increasing your mining. But I don't want to do that. There's actually a really good one. Yeah, I think we're going to go into drought tolerance just a little bit. I'm realizing we're heavy on crops, so things could go south. Now that we've moved this area over here, we're going to get another 10 by 10. And it's just going to go this way. So 3, 4, 5. This is the end. This will be the beginning of the second one. Part of me wants to kind of keep a little bit of spacing, even though I know it's dead. You know, dead loss. So I think we'll have a field there, and then we'll have a gap so that we can place some buildings here. Over here is going to be primarily the cow. And yeah, we need to destroy this. We'll have apiaries too. And then I'm also thinking on top of the apiaries, we're going to build more arborists as well. Yeah, this whole area should just be arborist and cow. So this is actually probably fine. So that's 2 more right there. Okay, cool. And then once you get 1, you can expand all of it. So then we're going to do a 10 by 5. And then we're going to do a 15, or yeah, a 15 by 5. Sorry, I should say 15 by 9. There we go. Now it'll give us the 15 by 19. 15 by 19 there. Perfect. Do trader. He's buying all the hooch. So at this stage, I just look for raw resources. Ooh, we need to increase hide coats. Anybody selling like sand, selling clay, selling anything, I'm going to purchase it. We're very, very wealthy. And I even buy raw iron, just like really anything. Stone, I don't know if we're going to buy that. We'll buy knowledge points because that's just great. Always need more knowledge. And I'm going to leave our excess coal because as we expand our industry, we'll probably use it. And let's just get him getting rid of weeds for now. Let's just get all the weeds gone. And we only need like 3 people for that. And so what I'm thinking is we boot down 3 more. Okay, so that's 2. So we're 1 field off. And that's great. We're going to do 3 down here. But in order to do this, let's see. This is going to be 19 tiles, so it's going to end right here. Perfect. I'm going to keep the fences, actually. Kind of like it. We'll just have like multi-fenced areas. That way when they break 1 fence, they can't get through everything, but nice. 4 people want to come in. Yeah, I like that. Man, they really want to buy alcohol. This is why alcohol is king. I might have to make more. And so far, none of them are buying any kind of raw material or selling raw materials whatsoever. So we just have a ton of cash. I'm going to throw a lot of it into the city right now because I think we're going to need it. You can see we're upgrading some of the houses. All right. And we got the chicken coops pretty much maxed out here. So we're going to start split stacking the chickens. This is probably one of the more annoying phases. I'm just going to go until I see that it's empty. So preemptively, we're just going to fill every single one of these coops with people. This is going to be nuts. We have a lot of grain, though, so we're in really good shape as far as, like, being able to feed these chickens. All right, and then that's the last one. Okay, so all of these are full, so we're going to have an insane amount of chickens. So these guys down here are yielding, like, they're going to yield hundreds of eggs and hundreds of meat. It's going to be nuts. I'll probably have to build a rat catcher down here to deal with all this. And I think we're going to turn off all foods but raw meat and eggs, so they're not carting things from all over the world here. Yeah, that'll be smart. Probably upgrade this too. Definitely need to upgrade this barn. The cow will start reproducing in higher quantities. All right, look at that. So let's get the 10x5. And then we'll go the distance down here. Beautiful. We can get the fence up in this area too, but that gives us more room over here on the side if we want to put more windmills or anything else, or barns, apiaries, right? Actually, that might work out really well. Oh, it's one tile too much. Okay, well, that's fine. We got all this room. We got plenty. We can put the apiaries on that side, so that's great. So we're going to have 3 barns here. And we can put apiary and arborist on this side. And we're going to have 3 arborist buildings. I think we're going to layer it a little bit here. No, we're going to have other stuff here. Okay, cool. Now we need to get the apiaries up. Beautiful. So if I remove this fence and then I build a fence around this area. Oh, that is neat. That actually worked out exactly the way we needed it to. Like that. But the problem is there's no fence up here. Okay. That will be an issue. But I think what we'll do is we'll move this over here. End up moving the graveyard here. The forager shack honestly does not even... We don't need a forager shack here anymore because we built over a ton of stuff. We have a really good forager shack right now. Getting more herbs than I know what to do with. I'm just going to move him out over here and have him collect greens and stuff. Right, and the hunter, well, he's kind of at a place here, right? Put the hunter over here. And that gives us the ability to do another fence over here. I'm just going to put a little opening right here because I see people walking this way. And we should definitely have fence openings at random points just to make it easier for people to move around. We got to watch out for these darn deer, though. And we'll just get rid of the weeds on this field. And we have people dying of old age now, which is pretty amazing. We're at 500 pop. We're not even close to where we're going to be. Do one more in drought and selective breeding. Get those gains on grain. Oh, we've plateaued because we don't have enough... Oof, we don't have enough clay. So we're kind of forced into using the deep clay mine. It's not very good, but it's going to have to do the job. And yeah, this forager is bringing in more than enough herbs, so I'm not too worried about herbs. Very little rot, 12 rot. Oof, got some frost kill. It's all right. We'll have to deal with it. Clay vein up here is almost empty. Pop that down to 30. We need to make sure we're filling everything up. Okay, let's get the road back up now. Perfect. And we're definitely going to stone that road. Yeah, this is looking actually really good. This is kind of a cool setup too. There's a lot of food here. And we're going to do stone roads on the rest of this. Make it look nice. What I do like about what they've done with Farthest Frontier, it's like, how many farms do you want, right? Like, how much grain do you have? It's like, well, I can feed that excess wheat, and I can, you know, make chickens and eggs and cow, and I can make cheese, and I can make all these things with it. So sometimes it's better not to do more farms, but to, you know, go more into the animal husbandry if you're already producing all this excess grain that you have nothing to do with. And we're probably going to need to hold off on selling too many more boards. We have just enough baskets for everybody. I could buy more chickens, but we don't need to do that. Right now, like I said, we're just looking for raw clay. We could buy about 4,000 clay would be good. Let's get this dirt road upgraded. Get this upgraded. We got a lot of gold coming in from here. Next thing we want to do is start upgrading. Let's see, how much will it cost? 240? Let's do it. This place is getting hit all the time, so if we turn that into stone, it may be able to take an entire raid. The barracks would be another good point. Oh, look at that. That's sharp. Okay. Well, we don't need 16 people on this. We can get away with probably like 5 for what they're doing. That's a lot of workers back. Okay. So we just need to seal off this area. Boom. That is sealed now. This area is already sealed. And so if I want to add 3 more fields down here, which I do, we're going to have to clear this camp. So, luckily everyone is an archer, so you can just select all archers and
it will be done.
Move them like this. We may lose some people, though. They're in the thick. But you know what? People are meant to do things for me. Do my bidding. And if we can get down here and build, kind of cool is you actually, if you build a tower, well, we'll see if it actually still works. You used to be able to build a tower and then turn it off, and it would keep this area lit. They won't be able to come from this location anymore, which means that, it means that we can wall off this entire thing. And we're going to do a, yes, we are. Yes, we are. Okay. So we're going to come to here, and then we're going to go sideways. I love it. I actually really like these sideways walls. Great. So now this area is coordinated off, and this area is pretty much got its defenses, and this is like the easiest way to get in is from the top here. So once I get defenses here, and then I get defenses between the valleys, things are gonna look good. And that's why I'm kind of thinking, like, do I run a wall like right through here? You know what I mean? And then put like a barracks in the center of it, and then we can kind of just create this nice little perimeter. We can run wall around this. There's a lot to do here, but we need to take this camp out. Oh no. They're all coming from the south, so I think I'm just gonna keep the gents over here. We don't have any towers, so this is actually kind of a hiccup here. We got 63 gold, but is that with the pub at 32? Okay, so we can't afford it. We're gonna put a tower here, and we're gonna put a tower back here. I like the tower back here because it will shoot things that are inside. And yeah, leave it. We need some towers down here. We also need to ramp this up to max. We need full armies because we're pushing our population. Oh, this isn't gonna go well. Okay. We need to, in my opinion, retreat these units, keep these units open. If they're all gonna hit, I think the northern army is gonna hit up here. Yeah, they're gonna come and hit up here, and so we'll decimate them. The other army is gonna come. Oh, they got battering rams. Okay, so you can see that we did manage to get stone, and that this army is just getting eviscerated, just creamed. So we're not gonna watch that. I feel confident we can take that. Over here, however, is a totally different story. So we're gonna come out into the field, and we're gonna do a spot check. Most of them are, there's just like no range. So we got a superiority here. Now everyone here should have crossbows. Let's do this in ×2. Yeah, so this is why you want armies. They have oh shit, they got some ranged. All right, move back. All right, we're gonna get out of the range of their archers. And here we go. Oh, do not run at them, please. And we're gonna shoot them while they try to get in. There we go. Oh, this is a slaughter. This is beautiful. Oh my god, that was wickedly disgusting. Oh man. Yeah, this worked out perfect. Okay, we're gonna retreat back to ours. That was beautiful. And so we're gonna have more archers. I want full barracks. I want like 4,800 archers. The higher our pop, the higher the raids. So the stone held. All of this is going to be stone at some point. So our defensive points are beautiful. And we're going to have all this walled in really well. Let's do a stone gate right now. Go. Beautiful. All right, I'm pretty happy with all that. I'm gonna let our guys go back and heal because a couple of them got shot. I think we lost potentially one archer. Yeah, we lost one gent. And we did get a little bit of veteran status, so increased damage and increased health. Let's see, we got some glassware to sell. We could buy bricks. I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna buy every single brick we can. That's time and clay, so that's a good deal. Gildor's coin purse is a very smart thing for us to get, so let's buy that. This will save us a fortune. Totally worth it. Yeah, look at that. Killed 61 out of 80. That was amazing. Very minimal damage. Okay, we bought the coin purse. And once we upgrade to tier 2 on our temple, we can have 3, but we don't need our civilians to do 100% damage. So that just reduced our soldier upkeep. That's the barracks, not the towers. Beautiful. Okay. Yeah, we'll get some defenses down here. I think we're ready. So now we're going to muster out this massive army of 24 archers. Probably would be really, really wise for me to get an armory, which I never do, and I'm starting to realize was very silly of me. So arms production, unlock armory. Archers can equip. Yeah, we're going to need this badly. So let's start making the armor sets and then get that so our archers can equip it. All right, nice. Armory can go up right here. Cool, we got sand. All right, we're in business, man. And the guild hall is up. We're going to fill this full, and we're going to put it on woodworking guild bonus 30. Yeah, we don't need that. We want miners. Miners is the best. So mining guild bonus of 30%. That works on everything. So that is our quarry. That is our deep core clay mine. That is everything. So yeah, we got that thing. Oh, nice, 205. It's a terrible return, but it's constant, you know? Okay, and so now the main objective here is to try and kill everything. So, you've seen me do this in the past, and I know I'm a mean man, but I don't like... Ooh, that is a lot of people. I don't like losing soldiers, and their arrows hurt. They hurt a lot. How many people do I need for this? So, I mean, this is really mean. It's really mean, but it's... If someone's gonna die, I'd rather it be someone I didn't pay money for. There's so many ways to take that message, but all right. So yeah, they're gonna come in and they're gonna take the brunt of the attacks. Okay, and then get the tower. Okay, yeah, people are dying. Kill them. Okay, camp is down.
Be done.
Okay. All right. I mean, that was pretty nasty. That was pretty nasty. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, like 14 people who died there. But yes, I do use a wave of civilians. So we lost 3 archers. I do use a wave of civilians because I would have lost a lot more. The archers concentrated on taking out the buildings, doing the damage, while the civilians were being shot. Dude, I feel like I'm like, dude, I lost 4 archers. I feel like there's no way I can morally justify what I did, but it was really smart, okay? It was a really smart thing that I did. I protected my troops. It's, you know, it's a game. It's a video game, right? I'm just playing the game. Oh, we got a lot of coal. I'm gonna sell some coal, just a little bit. Got enough honey to keep up with alcohol production. Still have a lot of grain. This is pretty sweet. And then over here, as these things get up, we're going to be in good shape. So just like a ton of boards, you know, more stone. Get this road upgraded. Let's actually get like all of these roads back here upgraded. I want to make sure people are moving as fast as possible. I'm surprised they're... Oh yeah, we need to get this up to stone as well. Okay, so next objective. Now that that's done, what's kind of cool actually is once I get this done, we don't need a fence around this part anymore. I can wall this all in now. Neato. Yeah, we're gonna wall in the rest of the farm fields, or we can fence it in too. All right, 10 there. We're prepared. I'm gonna push now that the game actually has a good immigration system and birth system. I feel like we can really push the game. All right, 10 by 10. 16 villagers born. Villagers died of old age. Yeah, because we're at 524 and I'm not even really trying. All right, so we want them to be able to wear armor. And we want to increase, yeah, 15% attack rate on the towers. Beautiful. We'll come back up over here into our armory. And we'll set a quota of 10 shields. I don't use a whole lot of troopers. And we'll set a quota of 20 armor. Now, these are expensive, but I think we can afford it. And if we can't, we'll figure something out. So we have another gentleman here, and he is not selling any raw resources. But he is purchasing items for cash, and we do need a lot of money. Now, as we transition, as you can see, we already have a ton of manors that have just been going up in the background. As we go this direction, things are going to get pretty wild. Money's going to go through the roof. Okay, so all the bakeries need to be upgraded, and the preserves need to be a preservin'. So let's see what we got going on over here. All right, we got the cheese maker up. We're going to just max that out right now. We have the Hunter Lodge over here. This is good. And we should definitely max out the traps. Got another merchant. Nice, he's buying hooch. 2,500. Selling barrels. Ooh, nice. Tone. Yeah, I always buy knowledge at this stage because I can afford it. All right, and he's selling really cheap tools, so I'm just going to buy a bunch to stock up because we're going through iron real quick right now. And the rest of the money I'm going to throw into the town, to be quite honest. I think we're about to just clean through it. And we're going through the bricks pretty crazy. It's kind of neat. We have 2 brick makers, and we're going through water really quick in our industrial area. And that is surprising. So let's get another well up. Make sure we are not losing out on all the good production. Okay, got that going. Okay, so that's fully stone now. And we can upgrade that road. Okay. So I'm going to get the fence up here. I feel like sideways fences are cool. So we're going to do as many of them as possible. But we'll be able to push the deer out of these fenced areas. This area is walled off. So we just need to push the deer out now. And we're golden. So the best way to push the deer out... Ooh, there's too many damn deer. Okay. So this is all walled off. We don't care about the deer here. We need to get a hunter over here and just start killing all of them. Nice. A good spot for it. Get this down here. Get forager shack. Oh, he's good where he is. Getting all the willow. Cool, we're getting 32 willow a year. Okay. So now we're going to set the grazing to these back areas. Oof. And you can kind of see, yeah, we're in an interesting dilemma here. Yeah, that's water. Okay, 68% is better than nothing. That's about all we could get down here with 3. And we may not even be able... I'm going to say no to the last guy down here. Let's just do 2. I'm going to do the lazy man method where I just plant everywhere. Make sure these guys are full. All right, we're doing a 50-50. It's more like 55, 45, but 50, you know, mostly apples, and then a ton of peach because they yield in a different time. Alright, good enough. Everything's golden now. Now we'll keep the cow out of this area, and we're in good shape. Oh, looks like we're missing heavy tools, so that could potentially mean we're not pulling in enough iron. And that's actually really easy to remedy as long as we have individuals to do the jobs. So we have a lot of iron ore and a lot of coal. They're spending a lot of time transferring the goods, which really doesn't make a whole lot of sense because it's all right here. It's all right next to it. Okay. We're going to place another foundry right next to the storage area here. We just need more foundries. I'm going to place the Hunter Lodge down here. We're going to expand this out. I think we also need to get a temporary shelter down here now that I'm realizing how far away this is from everything. So we need a temp shelter. I think I'll just put it on the road, to be honest. Got a hunter cabin down here. That's great. And so now we just need to kill every deer in the world. All right. We got rid of one spawn, and it might push them out next time. This is sealed off, so that's good. Need to get rid of any and all deer in this area. Make sure that this fence is completely fluid. It is. It looks like we did push the deer spawn out. We might actually be okay. Yep. Everything is sealed. Perfect. It doesn't get any easier than that. All right, there's the next 15 by 19. And we'll need to salvage this site. No, we weren't in it. Darn it, didn't push it out. We'll eventually push it out. Gotta keep trying. Gotta keep doing something. Go, apiary's down the middle here. Oh, nice. This is a good spot for him, too. Yeah, that's beautiful. Looks like we got a little bit more willow if we want. Oh, clay deposit of 10,000? Don't mind if I do. All right, yeah, let's get a clay deposit down here. Got that. Beautiful. Yeah, we'll get more out of this, so that's good. Upgrade this to stone. Here we go. Money's starting to come in now. Yeah, nothing major yet, but money is good. Take it. You can see we're really starting to pile in from manufacturing. Nice. We got ourselves another foundry. That should help out a lot. We're going to smelt everything, gold and iron. Just keep pumping up those numbers. Definitely we're going to upgrade this root cellar. Looks like the library is now working, so it's giving entertainment bonus. Pastry shop is now up. You want to set this like at a really high ratio, like 7 or 8 to 1. I'm not joking. It's stupid how much they do. You do not need that many. Yeah, we'll do 8 to 1. I'm gonna leave these guys on 4 and bring this all up to 8 to 1. I've learned this the hard way. You don't need that many freaking pastries. And yeah, we're using some of our glass in the preservist right now, and I think we're with the 2 people there, we're making more than enough. And let's see if we can start moving some cow. Ooh, that's bad. We gotta max this out. 2 a year. We're gonna hold off until we have a full area. So I'm gonna pull these guys back. Beautiful. There's so many deer in here. I'm doing my best. Need to keep pushing them out with buildings, but we'll get there. Okay, so yeah, this is a pretty sizable farming community, as you can see. We're gonna need more wagons, and we're gonna need a temporary shelter down here for all of these individuals. So we get a temp shelter right there. We also want a well down here, because this is way out in the boonies. So a well here. It would be smart to get a well down in here too. Got the well there. Just make sure that you have water in all the areas that you have people. Shit, well back here too. Oh dang. We're getting there, man. Yeah, with the books and spices and 4 types of food, we're going to be there real soon. So let's upgrade the festival pole over here. Let's upgrade the temple. That'll be another big boost to everything. All right, look at that, bringing in the fruit. So they just got to travel up here to drop stuff off. That's not too bad of a trek. We could afford a couple of things, though. I'm thinking we put a root cellar right here, so they're just a little bit closer. Everything counts, you know. Everything counts. That's pretty cool. 279 eggs, 60 meat, 40 meat, 270. Okay, yeah. So 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's 8. Poof. That's like, it's about 2,000 eggs. 2,000 eggs a year right there. That's a lot of food. I guess we could set up a boar farm. Boar farms don't work as well as they used to, though. I think we're in a really good harmony right now. We got all these logs, and like it hasn't really wavered too much. This would have been a better place for our clay, but you know, I needed it for farming. And we'll get some clay down here. And I just want to stockpile clay at this point. We're going to upgrade this now fully. We got 5 points, so let's take a peek. I'm going to unlock deep core mining bonuses, 45%, 10% yield from gold ingot production. Yeah, let's just max out our productions because that's crazy. There we go. Now, this quarry, I don't know if it's considered a deep core mine because they separated it just recently. So, but yeah, 45% to this. We're going to get a lot more clay now. We may not even actually need this. I think I'm not going to build this at all. After doing that 45% increase in our guild hall and everything, this thing's going to go, it's going to be more than 300. It's going to be like 400. It's going to be more than we can handle. And this is coming together nice. We're going to need a lot of money. The whole finishing off the residential area, that's going to be like a whole thing. It's going to be a whole thing. We do have a couple mansions now, though, so people are getting there. So we got the tier 5 because we have crumpets, or we have our pastries. Yeah, so even at a 1-to-8 ratio, we're producing way too many pastries, in my opinion. You need eggs and you need honey. I could foresee us having some issues with honey here, so just make sure that this is all above board. Okay, so we're expanding these areas out. Yeah, we got this. We got it going on. Nice. We're actually moving the deer now to the right. We just need to kill them a few more times and they'll be outside. I could just open up a fence and chase them out, but they're stubborn as hell. We got that deer spawn outside now, so that's great. Got the other one outside. We just need one more outside. Dang, we have a massive coal down here as well. I don't think we're going to preserve vegetables. We don't need them. We're about to have more food than we know what to do with as well. I could buy raw clay now, but I don't need it, so we're not going to. I could buy cow. I could buy more knowledge points. Always want to buy them knowledge points. Okay, and let's just do it. 25% shoes. Oh, candle production. That would have been a good one. I just want to get all that done. Nice. Alcohol's flowing again. I think we're going to need a lot more windmills, too. So let's get 2 more windmills up. This is going to be kind of nuts. I'm not going to lie. This is going to be a lot of food. I don't know if I thought this through, but it's okay. We're going to need to invest points into the upgrade for the barracks so we can double the amount of people we have per barracks. Make sure these are full. We can upgrade towers here pretty soon, too. Oh, man, that is a crazy amount of chickens. That's nuts. All right, I'll take them. All right, so the road must go. Unfortunately, I need to flatten this area a bit. And that could take some time. It's going to have to be built in and around this area. So, yeah, we're going to have a little bit of an interesting setup. These houses are just going to be jammed together. Nice. Buying all my hooch. 2,500. We can buy raw ore. I don't think we actually need it because we have so much. And we're producing cheese finally. I think at this stage what we need to do is finish some of the basic decorations. So let's just go around and make sure that everything is ready to go. The whole area needs to be kind of cleaned up a bit. Perfect. I mean, we're going to put a medium statue right here. There's not a whole lot of room. Oh, yeah, and look at that. We got this wiggle room right here. Medium statue right here as well. Pretty darn expensive, but also pretty darn cool. Ooh. Yeah, we could put ornamental trees here. Kind of neat. Anything we want down the middle path here. All right, so I think in the center, we're going to do 4 flower urns. This is a powerful setup. It should get the majority of these guys above 100. It's a little pricey, but realistically, 4 flower urns for 8 houses, it's kind of a steal. And each one hits each house. That's why this model works really well. It's very effective. Just basically a 3x3 with the middle cut out, right? Very, very good setup. Right, let's get that going. What's crazy is we actually are hitting mansions over here. Over 100% on a lot of this stuff. Oop, let's get the theater upgraded. We're just gonna upgrade everything, even this park. We're just throwing money like we have a ton of it, which because we do. Yeah, we're smelting gold. We're selling everything we can. Yeah, only problem is the bleed right here. So this whole area is crap. Whole area here is crap, which means that this is a terrible location if we want to build houses. This would be a better location for building houses. And we could move the forester camp. Honestly, we can move the forester camp right here. That's just what we're going to do. So let's just move the forester camp. Let's call it a day on that. Let's clean out this entire area. Everything. I'm just going to destroy this clay mine because it's almost depleted. And this will be much easier to clean up. And we can just throw a big old colony back here. Big old wad of houses. And it will line up really nice and look really nice. Get the road system situated back here. Beautiful. The commons are the nicest part of town now, which is actually kind of funny. Oh, man. Right now we're running low on workforce, but that's about to change. We got an extra point. Let's take a peek. Yeah, I want candle production. So we maxed all of the productions out, which is beautiful. Oh, look at that. We almost got him out. We almost got him out. One more kill, and we will have...
Hello there.
Move the dang deer out of here. There's so many of them. Okay, so there's just one dark area down here. So remember what I said. We can build a tower and then turn it off. And that should illuminate this whole area and prevent any spawns from happening. So we've built out half of the small map already now. Half of it. Got our forester back in this corner. Got to have a forester over here. Oh, here come the raiders. So this is the moment of truth. Oh, they're all coming from the south. Let's pause the game. Rally our men down here. We got 1 point. So yeah, what we want to do now is go all in on getting an upgraded barracks. So this gives us upgraded watchtowers. Oh, we can increase our immigration rate by 15%, which would be very, very smart. Yeah, cathedrals is right here. So we got to go down. We got to go up this whole area here. So we do need to get these anyway. And then the next thing we're going to do is go up this and get cathedrals unlocked. Oh boy. Oh, nice. Look at that. 4-tower raider down there. That's a toughie. Oh, it looks like... Oh, no. I don't know which way they're going. I don't know if they're going to go around. It looks like they're going up. Yep, they're all going up. So we need to keep our archers back. Keep them down here in the gates. And only a small band is coming at this area. And this area is stupidly fortified for the raid coming at it. So this is nothing to them. Yeah, they'll be good. These guys have some armor, though. I will say that. Those civilians don't want to live. And they're flooding up through the valley. I think we'll be okay. We can start upgrading towers next. But this is great. There we go. Yeah, we're peppering. Once we get this all in stone, it's going to be even tougher. You can see some of them, though, are going to get around. So that's going to be a problem. And in this situation, I would just send all the archers outside. There we go. Now we can start peppering these guys. Nice. So this is doing its job. It can essentially take on 8 units at once. Oof, there's so many of them. Alright, we'll come back over here. Does look like some of the guys got a little ambitious. Treat. I think we lost one. Okay. And then the tower over here. So some of them are running by. Now we have our archers here. Let's intercept with our second group of individuals. Right here. Perfect. Start shooting, please. Oh, good God. All right. We're going to pull back for just a second on these gents. So the tower up there, they couldn't even break in because it's all stone. And we can shoot from back behind our walls. They're up on the hillside here. And we're just going to cream. Cream. Ooh, not that word. We're going to cream them. I gotta finish the sentence. Oh boy. Wrong word choice. There we go. Perfect. Okay, they're all dead now. The bad men can't hurt us. And we're gonna get these farms out. Oh man, this is coming along. This whole build's coming along. Once we get this move, once we cut things down, once we get more population in, once people grow up, there's a lot of good catalysts for us. I'm just gonna put this in here for now. Get the third gent in here, and we'll just do it to get the. Honestly, I just want the spirituality bonus. Sell some shirts. Buy another point. Every point's gonna count now, so we'll just keep going up the line. More armor, military logistics. These are all good. This will save us a lot of money. All right, so we won the battle. So it was 72 were sent. They killed 1 villager, and we killed 54 of them. That's pretty successful in my opinion. I think the defenses are holding. I think this back tower here, I'm going to upgrade it because they came down here and started punching stuff, so it can shoot further away. So I think having a back upgraded tower would be pretty beneficial for us. And we're getting a lot of tier 4 houses, which is going to bring in luxury taxes and allow us to field an even larger army. It's going to be pretty crazy. And then once this gent's out of here and we cut down all the trees here, we're going to be in super good shape. Okay, one more kill and I think we got this thing out of here. Beautiful. Well, thank you guys so much for watching. This has been an incredible build. We have one more super mega movie for this to be finished. So the next movie for this is going to be the final movie. And then I'm going to create the whole freaking Lord of the Rings saga as one giant post. But thank you guys so much for watching. Special shout out to my patrons and my members. Thank you guys for supporting the channel. Everyone else, have a good rest of your day.